Hey guys, it's Ken Kaplan from the New England Motorcycle Museum. We're right in front of the second floor of the museum. I'm about to take a ride through there. If you ask why we're riding inside, we'll take a look outside. I think it's self-explanatory. We had 9 inches of snow. It was below freezing for the last couple days. It's up to a balmy 9 degrees out today. So I think I'll fire this up out here and ride it in. But this obviously is an absolutely stunning Honda it's a Honda CL360. This is the high pipe enduro model. A lot of differences about this bike. The suspension is much longer travel than the CB. It sits up a little bit higher, has a crossbar, dirt bike style on the handlebars, has an upswept pipe for more ground clearance, and it's geared and set up to run off-road also. This is an original paint bike. There was a small dent on this side right here that we sent to the body shop and had them pop that out, and they blended the whole tank so the paint matches, but this is original metallic green, which I didn't want to mess with it. It's rather than repaint the whole tank, we left it original and just had them re-clear coat it. Matches his side covers beautifully. But if you look at it from the front to the back of this bike, beautiful lines, everything's nice and straight, everything works beautifully. It purrs like a kitten, electric start. When we opened the gas tank, when we got it, the gas tank was perfectly clean on the inside. We didn't have to clean the tank. I was like, wow, that's usually, it looks like someone dumped, bad gas. Usually it looks like they're all crusty inside the tank and they're rusty. This one was perfect. So I knew we had a winner. We ran a compression test, 155 PSI per cylinder. The compression is on point. So we went through the whole bike, top to bottom, dismantled it, took the carbs off, took the tank off, took the battery out, and went right through. I'll go over the work order in a minute. All the lights work beautifully on this bike. The turn signals left and right, along with the turn signal indicator on the dashboard. The green running light works beautifully. The high beam light works beautifully. The horn works fine. And listen to the exhaust note on this thing. Riding this thing around, I feel like Steve McQueen about to jump the fence. This thing's awesome. What a great bike. Fantastic investment quality classic Honda. Definitely going up in value. 74 model, and it's in 100% original shape, except for that one touch up on the side of the tank. It runs as good as it looks. Again, electric start on this thing. It's beautiful. Just hit the button and go. It does have a Kickstarter on the side if you do want to show your yuppie friends who got all brand new bikes how the real men used to start, or real women used to start their bikes, whatever the case may be. You just put the Kickstarter out. Fires right up. Kickstarter's like brand new. Check that out. They don't have these on the new bikes, kids. The sound this thing makes is just absolute pure music to my ears. The fit and finish on everything is beautiful. The handlebars look to be brand new. The levers, the original levers, are in mint shape, as are the original grips. It's got 2 new mirrors on it. Everything works beautifully. It's a no excuses machine. I'd ride this bad boy cross country tomorrow. Or take it to the Paris to the car, run the Baja Strip with it, whatever you want to do. Or use it at the campground or the beach, or just roll it in your museum and stare at it. It's beautiful. It's a stunning little machine. Bulletproof Honda quality. Listen to that thing. I'm ready to go do an Evel Knievel jump on this thing. I'll give Doug Danger a run for his money on his Harley Davidson. Just a great machine. I don't want to stop riding it. But we don't want to smoke ourselves out here, so I'm going to be a good boy. Bill Parker. Need to give you a better close-up. Again, this is the second floor of the New England Motorcycle Museum. We're at 200 West Main Street in Rockville, Connecticut. Please comment on this video if you like these Hondas, or if you have anything you want to say. Join in and let us know if these are the kind of bikes you like to see. We have a lot of events planned here this year at the museum. On the 3rd floor above here, there's another whole floor of bikes, and we have a bunch of tables set up there for parties. And we're working on the restaurant bar on the lower level. Matter of fact, I just met with a guy who owns a microbrewery that might be moving here, so I'm looking forward to that. But anyways, back to this bike. This is a stunning, original, classic, with the metallic green, high fender on the rear. It's got the rear tail light, the rear turn signals are perfectly straight. The original shocks, everything's all original. The motor, look at the motor, no oil leaks anywhere. You know, if this was a 74 Triumph or a Harley, I hate to say it, but they'd be leaking. And this one's bone dry. Look at the front of the cylinder, beautiful. Looks like the engine was repainted from here down, and from here up, it's all the original metal, nice and shiny. Carbs are perfectly clean. The carbs were professionally cleaned, and I have a work order. I'll go over it with you on the bike just so I can explain exactly what was done to it so I don't leave anything out. Oh, here it is. Left it over here. This is the title. I guess I'll start with that. It has a clean Connecticut title, which is kind of a rare thing. Most of the vintage bikes we have only have bills of sales or registrations. So this one has a title, which is great. Starting with the compression, again, checked out a perfect 155 PSI. We adjusted the valve clearance on it, and we cleaned and gapped the points. We set the timing and replaced the spark plugs on it. Installed a brand new battery, checked the operation of all the lights in the horn and everything else. Everything works great. Had to replace a couple of bulbs. Everything's fine now. We inspected the fuel tank, found it was perfectly clean, but the petcock needed to be rebuilt, so we took the stock original petcock off, and if you take a look at the petcock, you'll see it's perfectly clean. It was cleaned in our hydrosonic cleaning tank and dismantled and reassembled with all new gaskets. So that's our original petcock, totally rebuilt. Put new fuel lines on it, added fuel, and so the whole tank and petcock and fuel line assembly was totally dialed in. And again, as I mentioned earlier, the tank's got a fresh coat of clear coat on it, and a small dent popped out of the side. Also, the carburetors were rebuilt, tuned, and cleaned and tuned. Then we put fuel in it, started it, ran it, checked the charging system. Everything works great in the charging system. The clutch, transmission, brakes are fine. Again, this bike only has 10,765 miles, which is nothing for a Honda Twin. Put a brand new drive chain on it. The original chain was a little bit worn, so if you take a look at the chain, Kenny, it's brand new drive chain. Put fresh engine oil in it. We removed the switch housings from the handlebars, cleaned electrical contacts, adjusted the horn tone, replaced the indicator bulb for the high beam, adjusted the rear brake light switch. So now everything works beautifully on the bike. You have the, up on the front here, there's a rear brake switch that operates the rear brake light. And of course you have the foot pedal one also. So they say 70% of your braking power comes from the front brake, so make sure you use that. The fuel tank rubber mounts were replaced with brand new ones when we put them back on. The rear turn signals were taken off, and we straightened the mounts off on the frame, replaced the rubber mounts and the ground wire brackets. So we kind of reworked the turn signals so it was like brand new. Clean and lubed all the cables and adjusted them. We removed the whole front wheel and front brake assembly, clean and lubed and dialed in the entire brake assembly so the front brakes work like brand new. Then it went to the detail shop where it was completely steam cleaned from top to bottom. All the chrome was bicarbonate sodium blasted and then polished and waxed, so the chrome's in beautiful shape. The front of the exhaust system looks to be in excellent condition. I've got a little bit of road salt on there from outside, but that wipes right off. You can see the chrome's in really nice shape. The chrome guard on the front is in excellent condition, as are the chrome rear guards. So foot pegs are perfectly straight. Shifter is perfectly straight. The bars and levers are like brand new. So the detail shop spent 8 hours on it. The service department spent 8 hours on it. They touched up the paint on the frame, on the kickstand, on the center stand. If you look at the center stand, that's perfectly clean. This does have I don't want to scratch the floor. You want to put something underneath it so I can flip it up on the center stand? Sure. It's got, we put a lot of work into these 205-year-old wood floors. I don't want to scratch them up. So nice if you work center stand is pull the rear wheel off. It gets it so the rear wheel's off the ground, and you can see the chain is perfectly clean, the sprockets perfectly clean, the hub's nice and clean, the chrome's polished on the rear wheel to perfection. So the rear tire's in good condition, as is the front tire. The front tire looks to have, I'm going to say 95% of the tread. That's a newer front tire. And the rear tire has got about 90% tread also. So you're good to go for a season of riding. As far as, it also has a brand new battery in it, brand new spark plugs, all new fuel lines, brand new chain, petcock rebuild kit, rubber mounts for the tank, brand new mirrors, brand new flasher unit for the turn signal, so the flasher is new. Of course, new Spectro engine oil and the indicator bulb for the dash. So everything's been gone through on it. The work order total amount of labor on the bike was $1,413. The tank repair from the body shop was $225. Parts was $178, plus the shipping of the bike here, $150 to ship it here. The total was $1,984 plus tax. It was $2,109 that we invested into the preservation and restoration services. So, you know, going through a bike like this, it all adds up. You know, almost 20 hours labor and plus parts and everything else. But this is the result. You got a bike that's turnkey, ready to bring down to the Department of Motor Vehicle and run it through inspection and register it. No excuses bike. There is a couple things I want to point out. There is a small tear in the middle of the seat here that the previous owner had put a little bit of tape over. That should be addressed with a new seat cover. A seat cover is probably under $100 for this bike, and they're readily available. So that's about it. Is there anything you'd like to add, Kenny?
No, we can get it shipped accordingly. So if you want to get a quote, shoot us an eBay message with your postal code, or call Ken Jr. on the shop line at 860-454-7024.
Again, this is the on-off-road version. The tires have a semi-knobby tread on them, so it can be used off-road with these tires on here. And it's just a great bike, ready to go. I did want to point out, there's also a couple of rust holes in the rear muffler. These mufflers are available online, or you can put slip fit mufflers on, or a competent welding shop should be able to weld a patch on there without too much trouble. There's one on the back here, on the upper muffler, and one in the front. Nothing too major. A little bit of exhaust repair there would go a long way to running this stock HM 570 exhaust for another 50 years. Frankly, I like the way it sounds with the exhaust system on it, with a little bit of hole in the side in the top of the muffler, but to each their own. So in any event, it's a fantastic machine. Typical Honda quality. It'll get well over 50 miles to the gallon. This thing will ride wheelies if you're a good rider, and take it off road, ride it on the highway, whatever you want to do. Perfect bike for a primary transportation. You can ride this thing every day if you wanted to. So good luck bidding on it. I'm going to roll her back in the museum, and God bless America.